Good morning and welcome to the first autumn session of the year. And right now we are in my absolutely favorite venue here in Stockholm. And what I absolutely love about this lake is that it has got everything you can ask for in carp fishing. 30 acres of deep waters with rocky slopes and lots of mussels and crayfish. And the rest of the lake is almost surrounded by reed and overhanging trees, making it pretty difficult to fish. And this is a lake that hasn't got that many carp, but the ones swimming in here are absolutely mega. There are two generations of carp in this lake. The old generation came here in, I think it was the mid-80s, and the younger generation came in between 2010 and 2013. And I actually caught the biggest one of the new ones this summer, weighing at just over 30 pounds, and it was a beautiful fish. The younger generation has an average of being around 22 pounds, I think. But the old generation are so much more tricky to get. They are so cautious, they know what they do, they feel suspicion in almost everything that's sticking out. And many of these fishes are long, dark and golden linear mirrors that are over 40 years old. And I left the greatest one until the last, the king of the lake, Big Red Machine. Being the current lake record on almost 36 pounds, he is one of the most beautiful mirrors I've seen in Swedish waters. He is a long, golden, almost orange linear with huge fins, making him an absolutely beast of a fighter. And when I first started fishing this water, he was the main target, and it took me 6 years before I had him on the bank. I didn't spend that much time around the lake for a few years after I caught him for the first time. The mystique of the lake got to me again, and I wanted to set up a quest. I wanted to have the lake record, and I want to catch the 2 or 3 fish that I still have left of the old ones to bank. And what I learned about this lake is that they are so cautious. If they suspect just a tiny bit that something is wrong, they just get out of there. But I had one theory this year that I wanted to try out, and it's to fish places that no one else fishes that much. Because the most common swims, I think the old carps are getting too suspicious of those places and just stay out of there. Of course you can catch one eventually, and I think the old fishes are just hanging around somewhere else, probably feeding on the rocky slopes on both the mussels and crayfish. So I wanted to try a new theory and switch tactics completely into a swim that I haven't fished at all in this lake. This swim is a small bay surrounded by two points going out pretty far in the lake, and my theory was that at some point the fish must be crossing those 2 points. And I really haven't tried fishing this lake close to the deeper parts. I only fished like close to the weeds and in the lilies and around the slit where they could just munch around. So me and a friend got here and we started to look around, bouncing leads all over this place, found some really nice spots to fish, and we pre-baited it pretty heavy. And I said to myself before that session that it will either go super good or super bad, nothing in between. I think it had just gone dark and I got the first bite, and only like half an hour later got the second one. I said to my friend, like, it's 3 minutes left to the perfect minute. Exactly at 9:30 I got the first bite of the evening, and I unfortunately lost that fish. No idea why, the hook just popped off. So I managed to get my rod out quickly since they were apparently feeding, and I think it took like 20 minutes before I had the next bite. And when I lifted up the rod, I could feel instantly that this was something different. It was the most incredible fight I've ever had on a carp in Sweden. So we get out and we just let the carp just do whatever he wants. I pulled as hard as I can, couldn't get him up to the surface. Every time it was like 2 meters under the surface, it just ripped off back to the bottom. And I think it happened like 15 times. I think I even say in the video like, this has to be Big Red Machine or the Big Common. Det här känns mycket större än den andra. Jag har aldrig varit med om en så här stark karp. Det är helt sjukt alltså. Alltså vad är det här jag har krokat? Jag tror att det här är något helt galet alltså. Jag har aldrig varit med om det här. Nej. Jag tror att det är Big Red.
Jag tror att det är Big Red eller 2. Ja.
So every time we got close to the surface, my knees just started shaking more and more, since I know I had my target fish so close. But I really didn't want to push it at all. And since there's no snags, nothing, you just let the fish do whatever it wants, just play time. And I fought the fish so long that the headlamp died. But finally just managed to get him over the net. And oh my God, that was such an amazing moment.
Ja, det är biggan. Ser stor ut.
Det ser jävligt stor ut. Herregud.
I think it was 11 or 12 years ago since I caught him last time. It felt amazing. And you know, when you catch your target fish in the lake, especially in a big lake as this, that is 30 acres, you're over the moon. So we get up in the morning, get some really good pictures of him, a short video.
Big Red machine.
Since we're fishing on crossing points, I don't want them to feed all the boilies on the bottom first and then see my bait. So I wanted to let them know that the bait is here, but something to stand out. So a bright pink shitty lobster 2 would make the difference and get a bite faster than fishing something that would match the hatch. Smells super good, real stinker, and just fish it a little bit above all the other baits. And since it's pink, it's standing out, and I think that is what managed me to get as many bites as I got. I think it was the 2 best nights. I had 5 runs in 2 nights, and I think those 2 nights are the 2 best nights I ever had in this lake. Get out on the banks, catch a few, and we'll see you next time.